Don't say you can have no software written.
We administer the election laws, the ethics.
The statutes don't say you can have no software
If the election law is not being followed, for instance, this is not a sealed bag so that the ballots can't be tampered with. If
We
the
appreciate
election
you
law is
coming
not
here.
being
I'm not going to
followed,
stand here and have a debate with 15 people, okay?
Walk away,
I'm going to go and do my job
Okay.
like the rest of our staff. We're going to ask you to leave, okay? This is a building, an office building where people have to work.
The rest of your staff who was
Okay.
appointed by
There are
partisan governors and
employees.
confirmed
We're
by
going to
partisan
ask you
staff, call
to
themselves
please fix
nonpartisan,
all the
correct?
problems that were revealed.
Okay, I'll go
to
back
us.
to my office and
Yeah,
work on
that's
that,
what-
okay?
how can we make sure that these bags are not going to be sealed like this for the recall elections?
Well, the
That there won't be these
municipalities,
problems.
the municipalities and the counties seal the bags. The GAB
We really
does not
don't
seal
need
any.
to.
No, but
Your
you're
job is
supposed to
make
train
sure
them.
that they do.
Which, who should I answer?
Me.
Okay, what's your question?
You said that your role is to administer the statutes regarding elections. And so, you know, when this is happening in more than one situation, then what's your role in preventing this from happening again?
To review it if there are complaints brought to us, and to
Okay,
and to provide directions and guidance to the clerks about what the proper procedures are.
Okay, and so given the fact that the election has been certified, but you have not even seen the Waukesha minutes yet, so you don't know what kinds of objections were filed by the candidates
But the
to these
candidates,
open bags.
the candidates know because they obviously filed the objections. The candidates who are the only ones who have legal standing to go to court were in Waukesha the entire
They were,
time.
and if they filed objections, which they did to some of these bags,
And
first
the
of all,
board
nobody
ruled
has
on
seen the
and
minutes
their
yet.
board- it doesn't matter. The board ruled on its objections. Obviously, I mean, there was a live stream of the Waukesha process from
Right.
start to finish.
We watched it.
It's no secret.
Actually, no, it
It's
wasn't
no
start to finish. It was
It's no
blocked.
secret
It
what
shut
their
off a lot.
decisions were.
It was
The
turned
board
off a
made
lot.
their decisions.
Did the
The
board
candidates
decide?
know. The candidates know what the decisions of the board of canvassers was.
Well, at the time of the recounts, actually, we were being told, well, you go ahead and get the objections into the record, but we're going to go ahead and count the ballots. And that's what was being said. And so now you're saying, well, they wouldn't have, are you saying they wouldn't have counted those ballots if they had felt that the objections were valid?
Right. If they thought the objections were valid, the board would not have counted those.
So I go
ballots.
back to my question of how your role in administering the elections is going to play into the fact that Waukesha County in particular had a lot of bags that were open like this. So those,
The
the
Waukesha
board...
County was not the only county.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying...
Waukesha had special ballots so they could be pulled out and replaced very
Smaller.
easily.
Your people are.
And there were ballots with KNs.
I just
signed
want to
from
know who has
municipal
ultimate
clerk, and that's not
responsibility,
her
because
job.
you said that your role is to administer the elections, yet you're saying that you're not responsible
Our
for
role
making a
is to
change here?
Administer and oversee the elections. We provided uniform procedures for all of the counties to follow in the recount.
And when they don't
Well,
follow
then
it, then
you
what
went
happens?
first.
Well, look, these bags came from the municipalities. They sealed them, okay, and then they came to the county. So the GAB didn't seal the bags.
How about the
or not
clerks who
seal
said that the bags were not torn and duct taped shut the way they were by the time they were
Well,
seen
the
in the
board of
recount?
canvassers in that county,
Who was
those
appointed by
individuals.
Kathy Nicholas.
Right, they're
Yeah,
appointed by Kathy
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
It said that he was a proctor.
This happens in each county. It's not only Waukesha County.
No, Waukesha
Right,
is
it's a Wisconsin
It's-
thing, though. We
Right,
know that.
Right, and so the
So
same
who
thing happened
has-
in Milwaukee County, Dane
Who can
County.
stop this?
What?
Who can stop that?
Well, the election inspectors who handle the ballots on election night and the clerks in each municipality,
But they
not.
did it.
So we have to rely on Kathy Nicholas to fix the problem? Hasn't she already had recommendations
Well, I'm
made
not
to her
gonna
by the
comment on
elections?
Kathy Nicholas.
Okay, has the
Yeah.
elections board or the GAB made recommendations to some of the county clerks regarding their procedure?
We make recommendations to them all the time.
Okay, and my
But they don't
understanding
have
is that recommendations were made in Waukesha County, and Kathy Nicholas chose not to follow those recommendations. So is there any recourse?
I don't know about that.
the
You
government-
can,
We all do.
you can,
We do.
the recourse, any elector can file a complaint with our office, okay? And
Okay.
then our board has to decide whether or not the election official violated the law or abused their discretion. And
Okay,
that results in a whole process that is set out in the statutes. We follow the statutes. A complaint can be filed with our office, and then our staff and board have to decide whether an election official violated the law or abused their discretion.
What
Okay?
about gross negligence?
What about it?
I mean, even if it wasn't intentional, I mean, first of all, the municipal clerks are supposed to be the ones that personally transport the bags. And why was it that some highway people transported them supposedly?
I have to ask the clerk, I don't know. So,
All
I
of-
mean, they can
Shouldn't you
delegate
have asked
that
the clerk
authority.
So you really have no authority over the clerks, is what you're telling us.
Shouldn't the
We have
GAB have already
authority,
asked the
we have
clerk?
authority to
So-
issue orders, make findings and issue orders.
What
And-
happens if they
and
don't comply?
Well, if necessary, to go to court, to have a court order.
So
We
these,
don't have authority to fine clerks or remove clerks. Obviously, county clerks are
But you
elected.
could take them to court.
Mhm.
So do you feel there's been enough negligence or malfeasance or whatever in this case to hold Kathy Nicholas accountable?
No, I'm not gonna look at this and say what it is or what it isn't. Okay? If
if
our
bags are
board looks at
closed,
something.
if bags are closed in such a way that ballots can easily be removed and replaced without disturbing the seal, then that is a violation of the Wisconsin
By
statutes.
itself, that does not mean that your ballot that you voted legitimately should be disqualified because the bag is
But
not
that in
sealed.
itself is a violation of the statutes, isn't it? Aren't the bags supposed to be, the ballots supposed to be secured?
It's not consistent with the process that they're supposed to use.
It
Isn't it a
isn't so
violation of the
that it would be
statutes to
easy
have the
to
bags,
cross
Well,
I mean, to have the ballots not
The statute
secured?
set out a lot of procedures in elections about what is supposed to take place,
Mm-hmm.
but they're called directory procedures. It's not like if somebody misses a step, that invalidates the election, or somebody gets fined, or somebody loses their job. So,
It's multiple
If
ones.
This is-
somebody
this is-
removes-
I don't know
this-
if that is my ballot in there because the bag's wide open. I want you to count my ballot, but how do I know that's my ballot in there?
I mean,
That
aren't you-
bag's wide
exactly,
open.
that's the point. And so you can't say, here's a bag of ballots, the seal isn't proper, so let's throw them all out.
What
You
can
don't
you
know
do?
who bought, you don't know who.
Aren't you concerned that people are never gonna know whether there was election fraud or not? Period?
We'll never
I mean,
know
that's
if
fact.
Presser was
We'll
elected,
never
and we're
know.
totally convinced
I mean,
of
that's
that.
fact. When there's bags wide open, it's so easy.
We're not saying
Our
there
board
was
has
fraud.
certified the results based
just
on.
saying-
And they didn't even read
canvases.
anything.
That doesn't mean anything.
I-
It makes,
then
it makes
what-
you look
Your
really
partisan
bad.
vote
What can we-
certify
Well,
that
that's your
without-
opinion.
What can we do
That's many
between,
of our opinions.
what can we do
that's fine.
between now and the recall elections to see, to,
That's up
to
to you
make
what
this
you can do.
change?
I'm not
Well-
gonna give you suggestions. I don't know what, you can
You
do
don't think
whatever you
there's a
want.
does this not bother you personally?
We are concerned about bags not being completely sealed.
And chain of
Okay.
custody? You're
Yes,
concerned.
and that's, yes.
And are you gonna try to make some changes and demand some
We do
differences?
constantly, we train clerks, as you know, clerks, there's constant turnover of municipal and county clerks that have to be trained constantly, that's what our office
Hopefully there is
does.
turnover in Waukesha County. Turnover
Aren't they
is a good
all
thing.
elected? So
Municipal clerks are not all elected.
County
Some
clerks,
are
but
appointed.
not
County clerks are
necessarily.
elected. We do not, obviously, we don't hire and
The boards,
fire
if they're municipal
county
clerks, if they're appointed,
And
then they're
they're
appointed by their
considered
boards.
nonpartisan as well.
No, county clerks are partisan.
No, but if they're appointed,
Municipal
they'd probably
clerks.
be considered, municipal clerks as well.
Municipal
yeah.
clerks are not partisan.
That's not a great thing either, to have a partisan clerk. I mean, to me, it's almost like
Well,
an oxymoron.
You know what, that's in the statutes.
I
We
know,
don't-
maybe we need to change our statute, but in order to do that, we need to have representation, and right now we have no representation.
You have elected representatives, right?
Well,
Yes, but they're not
we don't
Our-
know that we're,
Our
they're
staff,
our state.
well, okay, our
So-
staff, first of all, is nonpartisan. Our staff are not legislators. Our staff don't pass the laws. Our staff administers the laws.
I
Okay,
mean,
So do
we
you think you could
can't
do a little
go,
better job of that, maybe administering it, given all the things that have come to light from the recount?
we'll keep trying our best.
I mean,
Hope so.
nonpartisan